Hello fam, welcome back to the African Diaspora News channel. I am Wongel Zelalem bringing you this report. Today's report comes from the European Union Parliament. This is another one that we're going to talk about within just this month of them bickering amongst themselves because of their foreign policy basically, or calling each other out in their hypocrisy. So Clare Daly is an Irish politician and she's also a member of parliament for the EU. She went viral last week because of the things that she said about how the EU is trying to act like a savior or trying to say that they're helping Africa, but they're actually hurting Africa with their foreign troops and their aid. Now she made another speech in the parliament and it's equally controversial. Her own people are turning against her, but we are here for it because she's actually telling the truth. Let me show you this clip. We'll come back and discuss.
State sponsor of terrorism is a term of US law. It doesn't exist in EU law. But a Zelensky advisor called for it in the Parliament magazine, and here we are again reporting for duty. And all it will do is make peace harder to achieve. Exactly, of course, what the extremists want. No peace, no off-ramps, all bridges burning, and Ukraine a permanent abattoir in a suicidal holy crusade against Russia. So, if you want to start naming state sponsors of terrorism, let's do it. European sponsorship of Israeli terrorism in Palestine, Western sponsorship of Saudi terror in Yemen, ISIS, the product of French, American, British, Turkish and Gulf sponsorship in Syria and Iraq. Decades of right-wing US-backed terrorism against the Cuban Revolution, the Contras in Nicaragua, death squads in Guatemala, in El Salvador. Remember Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, horror after horror, terror after terror. There's nothing constructive about the pot calling the kettle black. Would you ever cop on, start championing peace and enter the war which is patently in the interests of EU, Ukrainian and Russian citizens?
She actually doubled down and she tweeted, if we want to call anybody terrorist, call the US, the West. You know, she said UK, US, the EU, you guys are the main guys. Let's not, call out somebody else when you are the same thing. And she's telling the truth. These governments are always throwing rocks and hiding their hands, and they end up accusing somebody else. They never take accountability. So they'll start something in this country or in that country, and they just say, it's because we're trying to save those people. It's because there was no democracy. It's because we were trying to target a terrorist. It's because we were there to help these people. Always the same story, but the end result, as we all know, that country ends up being a failed state, or they leave that country in chaos, and we've seen that time and time and time again. But guess who never gets blamed? The West, specifically the US. The US government spends billions in military and helping other countries by sending their troops, but would not spend to help their own people, the people that they should care for first, not outsiders, foreigners, Africa, Iraq, Afghan. That's not where your priority should be. Your priority should be addressing what is happening in the US first, and then you can go out there and be a social justice warrior or help others or send your troops or give aid. Firstly, take care of your people. That budget should go to your own people, but we never see that happening. They focus on invading other countries more. Just the other day we talked about how Antony Blinken, the US Secretary, was talking about how he wants to send troops or help Haiti when Haitians are actually protesting. That suggestion, that help, they're saying we don't need foreign interference. There's nothing good that comes out of foreign troops being on our land. But do they listen? No, they rather spend billions of taxpayers, US taxpayers' money in war. That's just messed up. Anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about Clare Daly's speech. Do you agree with that, or you think the West is not terrorizing other countries? I am Wongel Zelalem bringing you this report. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
More Threads, a brand owned by a former teacher and Black American freedman, use their apparel and more to teach hidden truths and Black American history. More Threads will address the lack of knowledge and negative images in our community. Check out www.morethreads.com to purchase our apparel, read thought-provoking blogs, and more. Sign up to have raw conversations and wear clothing that acknowledges, celebrates, and honors our lineage at www.morethreads.com.